Season 5 Volume 2 behind the scenes is not what you expected. On screen, we see how 11 protects Hopper and 8 in the Upside Down, running toward the opening in the ground. But behind the scenes will surprise you. The first thing after finishing filming this scene, the actress jumped and happily clapped her hands, showing how much fun it was for her. For the wind effect, big fans were set up on the set and blew into the actors' faces. To make the camera move along with 11, it was attached to a crane on a car that moved in front of the actors. But the craziest thing is that 11 was hearing the director's commands the whole time. That's how she knew when to move her hands to block the flying objects that were later added with CGI. Send many red hearts to 11, and let's check another actor who loves to have fun behind the scenes. These are the funniest behind-the-scenes moments from Season 5 you didn't know about. When Lucas carries Max during the hospital escape, we see him kick a demogorgon before the elevator closes. But to get that shot, the director asked him to try out different types of kicks. The actor started making funny kicks, which made Sadie, who plays Max, to laugh non-stop. But that wasn't the only funny moment from Lucas. In the scene where the cast was loading the trunk to enter the Upside Down, before the camera rolled, everyone was dancing, but Lucas kept making funny dance moves for so long that the entire cast couldn't stop laughing. Share in the comments which of these funny moments is your favorite. But not all behind the scenes were light and easy. These are the sad accidents that happened during the filming of Season 5, Volume 2. During the hospital attack scene, when Lucas is carrying Max, we see the demogorgon running through the corridor to chase them, but everything went wrong behind the scenes. To film that scene, the directors used a stuntman named J.D. Garcia, who had to crawl on the floor as a way to act like a demogorgon. But in the moment when the demogorgon hits a cart in the hospital hallway, the stuntman actually got hurt from the hit, which left wounds. His knee pads also tore because he had to crawl fast on the floor. But that's not the only accident. In the scene where Lucas, Vicky, and Robin hide as the washing machine explodes to kill the demogorgons, the directors used real explosives without CGI. To keep the actors safe, Robin was replaced with a stunt double since she was closest to the explosion and most at risk. But even with the safety step, some materials from the explosion still reached the stunt double. Comment if you didn't know the explosion on the screen was actually made in real life, and be sure to watch next. This was the most difficult scene to film in Season 5, and the reason will shock you. In the scene where Nancy shoots the matter in the Upside Down, which causes part of Hawkins' lab to melt. On screen, we see thick chemicals flowing from the walls and filling the entire room. But behind the scenes will shock you. At first, the production team built the full Hawkins lab inside a set. Then they carved the walls to make it look like it had melted from the ceiling down. Next, they brought in over 3,000 gallons of goo, which is a thick, sticky liquid. But you won't believe what happened next. They poured most of the goo into the room where Nancy and Jonathan were trapped. Then they installed pipes all around the set, letting the remaining goo rush in like it was flooding the room. The most surprising that this scene with Nancy and Jonathan was actually the final scene the actors filmed together for Stranger Things. But do you want to see what the most expensive scene in Season 5 looks like? The scene where Holly wakes up in a strange place called Pain Tree was one of a kind. And while many believe it was made with CGI, the reality will blow your mind. To build each pain tree, the production team used large white foam blocks and carved them. After that, the design team painted, stretched, and reshaped them until the blocks looked exactly like what we saw on screen. But here's the craziest part. The pain tree was built inside a large room on set, and to work on the top parts of the tree, the crew members had to use tall ladders and even machines just to finish the design. Be sure to share in the comments if you thought the pain tree was created with CGI. But wait to see even more. These are 2 big secrets about Season 5 scenes that you never knew about. During the hospital escape scene, Lucas is trying to get away while carrying Max, and Vicky with Robin tell him to run to the basement. But here's what you didn't know about this scene. The directors wanted to film it inside a production set, but all the sets were being used. That's why they rented a big house with just 2 rooms. So in the scene where we see Lucas running, it was just him running from the first room to the second room. But there's an even crazier detail. Remember when Will was trapped in the Upside Down and we see Holly with her best friend are watching a scary movie while Vecna spies on her? All of those sets are actually in one big room divided into sections. Jamie, the actor who plays Vecna, gave a tour of the production set and showed that you can just walk from Hawkins' lab to Holly's best friend's room, then to the melting room, and then to the Upside Down, where Will was trapped. And all this within minutes. But wait to find out even more. You never noticed these 2 secret details about Season 5 outfits. In the scene when Will Byers was about to come out in front of everyone, he was wearing a red jacket over a brown shirt, and it wasn't accidental. Recall the day when Will was kidnapped in Season 1? He was wearing an orange vest with big collars, so the costume designer chose his Season 5 outfit to match and feel like his outfit from Season 1. But that's not the craziest detail. If you look closely in Season 5, Eleven wears white Nike shoes in almost every episode, and they look like nothing special. But you won't believe how much detail was put into that shoe. According to the Stranger Things costume designer, the company Nike specially made the shoes for Eleven in Season 5. Be sure to comment on which cast member's outfit is your favorite. But while these outfit details show how much attention the directors paid to the show, they still did something that was confusing. These are the strangest things that happened during the filming of Season 5. Just take a look at this. In the scene where Will gathers everyone to tell them he's gay, there were over 10 cast members in the room. So the directors also had over 10 stunt doubles for each of the cast members, even though that scene didn't require any stunts. But that's not the strangest detail. In the scene where Callie remembers her past and shows how her hair was shaved, no wigs or CGI are used. The actress offered to cut her hair for real, and this whole process was filmed from beginning to end in one take. But that's not all. Recall Nancy and Jonathan's scene in the melting room where they confess their true feelings. Charlie, the actor who plays Jonathan, revealed that it took him and his co-star an entire month to rehearse that one scene. Knowing the words so well, they didn't need to think about what lines come next and could focus 100% on the emotions. Comment below how many times you cried while watching Season 5, but get ready to find out even more. These are 3 details you never knew about demogorgons in Season 5. Most demogorgon scenes in Stranger Things seasons were filmed using stunt performers and were later edited with digital effects. But in Volume 2, there was one scene that required a real physical demogorgon. And you won't believe how it was created. In the scene where a dead demogorgon was shocked with electricity to help Will possess Vecna, the production team built a real, full-grown physical demogorgon. To start the design, the team first received a file showing exactly how the demogorgon should look. And that's where the crazy part started. The design team 3D printed an 8-foot-tall demogorgon shape. After that, they covered it with liquid silicone to make it look like real skin. And finally, makeup was added to complete the demogorgon's full look. The funny part is that even though the demogorgon was real, the final scene still has CGI, because originally this scene was filmed on a production set and not at the radio station, as we see on the screen. Share in the comments your favorite behind-the-scenes details from this video, and rate the final episode of Season 5 from 1 to 10. And don't skip, because the next cute photos from behind the scenes of Season 5 will melt your heart.